There's a look at downtown Los Angeles from the air. We're coming to you live from the Staples Center. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics as they play against the Los Angeles Clippers here at the Staples Center. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Jaylen Brown.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Hey, Kevin. Most people know that the Celtics are big proponents of analytics. And their star Jason Tatum said, it's helped me a lot, knowing what works best. It starts by attacking the basket, trying to get more layups and free throws. That opens up the game. Not avoiding mid-range shots, but getting in a rhythm first. And it's been working. Kevin?
It sure has. Thanks, D.A. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Brown, the small forward, with Tatum holding down the 4 spot. Walker and Smart, the guards. And it's Tice in at the center. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Marcus Morris is out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then it's Williams. And it's Mann in at the small forward. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Montrezl Harrell. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Harrell. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And here's Boston. On the wing, Brown. Fires for 3. Rebound by Williams. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
That's just the communication and the energy. It just seemed non-existent on defense, and that can't happen, not at this level.
Nice shot by Smart.
Oh, impressive ball handling from Tatum. I mean, attracts the other team's focus and then finds the open man.
And not only is Smart one of the best defenders in the league, Greg, he's also one of the most versatile players in the NBA.
Yeah, when you talk about players who can guard 1 through 5, it's usually referring to Kawhi, PG-13, or Giannis, but Smart at 6'4" has the strength, the anticipation, and the toughness to hold his own against anyone. It's remarkable.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Here's Williams. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. It's tipped. Brown outside. Tatum no good.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
George, that's a 2-pointer. The shot off that time. Now Boston takes it the other way. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Remarkable consistency from D. You can't count on that every game. especially on the road.
They were connecting, and when they're connecting like that, they're hard to beat. Their accuracy from outside, just incredible.
Here's Tice following the score by Lou Williams. Back to Walker. And the rejection by Harrell. George, that's a two-pointer. Rebounded by the Celtics.
It isn't the D that causes that miss. That's just a loss of concentration that time.
Walker, good and smart, gets the assist.
This is the thing about Walker. He will challenge you from the perimeter. He will challenge you inside also.
Williams against Walker. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Jaylen Brown.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Lou Williams. At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And Williams is sort of the classic instant offense guy. Whether he's coming off the bench or starting, he can provide a spark whenever they need one.
And both free throws good for Williams. Fans can be impatient, Greg, especially for the fans of teams that are slow to start a season.
And Kevin, the media as well.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I played in New York, and you know, in that town, you go big or you get talked about, no doubt about it. But with the way things have evolved now, and every team is a national team because every game's televised, it's starting to happen more in some of those smaller markets as well. It's just a harsh reality of pro sports.
Here's Tatum following the score by Lou Williams. Outside, Smart. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one wide left.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, that's the kind of shot you're trying to work for at their offensive end. It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Outside, Tatum. He can't get that one. Excellent D there from George. Williams passes to Morris. Williams trying to break free. He gets that one.
Oh, great ball movement there.
So the Celtics call timeout, their first. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just 2 powerhouse teams facing off.
I mean, who knows? If you want to look all the way ahead to the finals, it's possible these teams could see each other there. So both teams looking to make a statement in their first meeting of the season.
So Boston ends up going with a new group.
And a quick look at the numbers for Hayward. He's averaging 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, GA, I like it because he's not overcomplicating things. I mean, he's just playing to his strengths and taking what the defense gives him.
Now here's Williams. There's the pass to Wanamaker. Zubats against Cancer. Boston needs to get off a shot. Here's Wanamaker. The Clippers grab the miss.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And Harrell slams it in.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
They've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor, just in total control so far.
Wanamaker the pass to Hayward. Cantor against Zubac. Cantor bounce pass. Here's Wanamaker. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Jackson against Green. Pass to Beverly. 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Jackson against Williams. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Well, you think defensively that you try to pack in the lane. I mean, but that opens up some opportunities for their shooting.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they have to regroup and revisit their strategy at the defensive end.
Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been terrific at turning turnovers into points. Third spot, the Celtics.
They've shown a tremendous ability to cash in on their opponent's mistakes, creating offense with their defense.
Here's Wanamaker. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Cantor. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Strong interior player. When Cantor is looking to score, he isn't afraid of attracting contact.
The Celtics shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, known for his unique personality, Cantor also remains a solid role player, someone his teammates enjoy playing with.
And Cantor drops them both. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Pass to Beverly. And here is Zubac. He's covered by Cantor. Cantor against Zubac. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Beverly missing.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
To the middle. Deflects the pass. The shot's good from Cantor. Cantor's got it back down to single digits for the Celtics.
Yeah, plenty of power behind Cantor's inside moves. Helps him overcome whatever D he encounters.
And so it's Los Angeles. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We've got more in store for you right after this. And before the game, we checked in with Marcus Smart, who told us how his upbringing helped shape his approach to the game.
I'm the youngest of 4 boys. So if there's anybody who has siblings, older, younger, you understand the struggle, especially being the youngest. You know, you always got to fight for what you want.
And no question, Smart is considered one of the toughest guys, Greg, in the NBA.
You have to love his passion, his willingness to sacrifice his body for the team on a nightly basis.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, governing the split-second chance opportunities. I mean, that's what has them in the lead right now.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Patrick Beverley out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Harrell. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Shamet in at the 3. And the Clippers making a change here. Morris is checked in. Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him number 1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top-notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for. But at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Jackson.
As a kid, Jackson saw a lot of the world. His dad was in the Air Force, so he lived in Italy, England, North Dakota, Florida, Colorado. He was all over the place.
George is checked in for Landry Shamet. Jackson hits both of them. Celtics trail by 8. Here's Wanamaker. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Here's Cantor. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Here's Beverly. He feeds it to Jackson. The layup missed. And so Wanamaker will bring it up for Boston. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Clock at 6. It's hauled in by Zubac.
A fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
Here's George. And he converts the layup. George has got 5 points so far.
And this is why you get George the ball there. He's solid at figuring out how to capitalize.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
So for the Clippers, and checked in, Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Celtics trail by 10, and Walker kicks to Tice. Brown feeling it out a bit. Here's Smart. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And George, here we go. It's blocked. And here's Walker outside. Trains the three-pointer. Walker's got his second basket.
And Walker is what we call thirsty. He's thinking of firing as soon as he gets the rock. Great presence of mind from the point guard.
Now, here's Zubac. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Williams with a clean look, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Talk about the great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
Morris against Tatum. Here's Walker, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Lou Williams.
Oh, Walker, very crafty, earning these shooting fouls.
The Celtics shooting their fourth and fifth shots at the foul line in the game. And that one falls for Walker. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like it.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But two other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. You know, two guys, when you look at those two, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Now, that's what coaches are paid to do, right? I mean, curious to see what they go with here.
Well, this group of shooting guards has given us a little bit of something extra lately, including excellent rebounding, so you can see those numbers. Fifth is Jaylen Brown.
Well, it's not easy to do what these players have done in that area, strictly because of positioning. I mean, typically a two-guard, you're not in tight when a shot goes up, so competing for rebounds is that much more difficult.
And the energy they show on the glass is outstanding. They work so hard in the paint.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
Count it. Walker's got 9.
He's finally gotten into rhythm here in the second. His shooting percentage has taken a nice jump.
Outside, George. Here's Williams. And the rejection by Tatum.
The long arm of the law. Tatum prohibiting that shot from ever having a chance.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Harrell's checked in. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Ring shot on the way. Morris, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. And when talking about Tatum, It's hard not to think back to 2017 when Danny Ainge traded back to 3, essentially choosing him over Markelle Fultz.
Yeah, and now Fultz is starting to pick it up a little bit, though. He's watching. He's going to be dynamic. But you're right. Certain deals can define a franchise. And Ainge, he's unafraid to take chances.
The Clippers have been excellent at the free throw line here today. A flawless 6 for 6.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
They throw good, Paul George.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Landry Shamet's checked in for the Clippers. And both free throws good for Paul George.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Walker the pass to Tice. Tatum deciding where to go with it. Passes it to Walker. A three-pointer, no good. Clippers leading by 8. Here's George. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Smart.
As crafty as they come. George has lots of experience when it comes to mixing up defenders.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from George. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Pulls it up. And the Clippers miss again.
He's been off the mark, but somehow he hasn't held them back as a team.
Brown kicks to Smart. Shoots over Shamet. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Smart.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Williams passes to George. The Clippers rebound. Here's Morris. They shoot again. Harold. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
The dogged intensity Harold has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Now, here's Brown. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And don't leave out his rebounding. He had a big impact in that game with all his effort on the glass.
Williams against Walker. Now here's Williams. 9 points last game out. Takes the 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game. But you can see why after that sequence.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They've played the better game so far, but their work is far from over. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show. And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Lou Williams has been having a big night. He had 32 points, 6 rebounds, and also a whopping 9 steals. He didn't perform up to his standards in their last game. Tonight's a different story. He obviously has a short memory. And let us get your thoughts, big fella, on the Clippers.
The best work they've done is on the boards. They got a nice edge in the numbers, and it's got them to this lead. They were getting after it hard. Raw, fighting, pushing, elbowing, throwing people around. We'll see if it takes something out of it.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
They're not getting to the line or putting enough pressure on the defense. They have to be much more aggressive pushing the basketball, going hard to the rack. Because if you want the ref to make a call, put them in the position to make a judgment call. If you're not creating opportunities for contact, you have no chance of picking up points at the line.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. It's been a clinic out there by Lou Williams.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Boston Celtics. It's a 10-point game. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. That will conclude a 5-game road trip for them. On the court for the Celtics, Walker and Smart, the guards. Brown, the small forward, with Tatum holding down the 4 spot. And it's Tice in at the center position.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Outside, Tatum. On the wing, Brown. Outside, Walker fires the 3. The shot that time not on target. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And the rejection by Tatum. Smart kicks to Tatum. To the right side. And a wide open look for Walker. Again, the miss by Walker.
Oh, they get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving him.
Here's Williams. Got a piece of it. George against Tatum. Walker with it. He's got 14. And the rejection by Harrell.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
It's still early, but a 1-for-4 start to the half, that's a bad sign if you ask me. If they've got a can't-miss play, now's the time to break the glass and pull it out.
Now here's Brown. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. 6 to shoot. And here's Tatum for 3. No good on the shot. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
Only 1 for 5 to start the half. I mean, whatever adjustments they made at halftime weren't the right.
The shot's good. Now a timeout called by Boston.
And he has not been on his game here. He's forcing a lot of shots, and the team is suffering because of it. It's time for him to focus on getting his teammates involved.
Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Marcus Morris. Patrick Beverley comes in for George. And it's Jackson in for Lou Williams. The Celtics also changing it up. Robert Williams is checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Green in for Walker. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. For Boston, they have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing.
Talk about an unsung hero, Daniel Tice. Last offseason, he agreed to a 2-year deal with the Celtics worth $10 million. Just another great signing by Danny Ainge.
And he sinks the second.
And see, Webb, when you look at all that Tice provides for this team, it's amazing he doesn't get more credit.
Well, you're right, Jay, but he is surrounded by great players who deserve to attract the limelight. But he can rebound, defend, set picks. He can stretch the floor, and every year he continues to improve.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
For Los Angeles, they haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Boston. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Marcus Smart. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now Williams. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Enes Kanter's checked in for Jason Tatum. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
Here is Williams. Outside, Green. 5 to shoot. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Three-pointer on the way. Good on the triple.
Well, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Jackson passes to Mann. With the block.
A main staple in Williams' game, that sixth sense for when to rise up and deter those shots.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Shamet's checked in. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. 4 on the clock. Jackson from long range. He can't get it to go. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Green taking his time here. Here's Wanamaker. Off target with his 3. Clippers leading by 11. Here's Beverley. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And he dunks it down.
Well, that's what they want to see out of Beverly. Decisive basketball. Nice, aggressive drive to the cup.
Boston's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Wanamaker the pass to Cantor. An easy 2 points on the layup. Cantor's got his second bucket of the night.
Look, that's a nice play. You need low post scoring to keep your offense balanced.
Now here's Jackson. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Here's Harrell. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Celtics trail by 11. Here's Wanamaker. 1:15 left in the third. Williams with the ball. Now the pass to Wanamaker. They get it back. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Got to appreciate how aggressive Cantor is on offense. I mean, it's what earns him trips to the line.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Landry Shamet. The Celtics also with a sub. Brown's checked in. And Cantor drops them both. 1:04 left to play in the third. Now Jackson. The shot comes out. Excellent D from Cantor. George against Hayward. Pass to Wanamaker. Hayward looking around. Three-pointer. A three-pointer is right on target. Hayward's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Clippers leading by 6. Outside, George. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
Williams, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And then for Boston. Daniel Tice is checked in for Williams. Marcus Smart comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Kemba Walker in for Brad Wanamaker.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
Now, here's Cantor. 8 points for him. Back to Smart. Cantor trying to free himself up. Banked in off the glass. Cantor's got 10.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
And so it's Los Angeles, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've led by as many as 14 points. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Williams. And it's man in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Celtics making a change here. Tatum's checked in. Good on both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Celtics trail by 9. Outside, Walker. Count that bucket.
Don't you love the passion Walker plays with? An incredible athlete who somehow muscles in tough shots.
George, that's a two-pointer, and it falls over the rim and in. And the Clippers lead by 9.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work. Now just think what the score would be if it weren't for him. I mean, he's been amazing, but a one-man show isn't going to get you a win in the league.
Zubac finds George. Over Smart. Offensive rebound. Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And the defense has to be aware of this. When you don't put a body on them, you pay the consequences.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
A free throw off from Cantor. Los Angeles leading by 7. Pass to Man. Back to Williams. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Here's the floater. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
You name a shot, Lou Williams has it mastered. It's why he's the best bench scorer the NBA has ever seen.
Now here's Brown. And here's Cantor. Shot clock at 6. From deep. And with the rebound.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Yeah, and I have too, which is why they're okay with it. I'm sure if he gets that kind of look again, he's going to let it fly again. He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. I mean, but his offense has not been there for him tonight.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Williams gets the bucket.
He lost his first 3 of the second half after nailing 2 in the first. They don't want to let this fella get going.
Williams against Walker. Latre kept alive by Boston. And Cantor throws it down.
Embracing physical contact on the way up. Cantor seems to enjoy scoring right on the defense.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Kemba Walker.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Tice is checked in for Boston. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Yep, it counts. And that's 20 points for Walker. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
Floats it up there for Harrell. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And Walker's got the ball here for the Celtics, trailing by 10. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. We know the NBA is looking to get rid of the one-and-done rule pretty soon. Adam Silver, Greg, saying he thinks the league can create a better system. Do you think so?
I think they can create a better system for some. I think the growth of the G League, no doubt, is instrumental in that new system. Now these young rookies can get the playing time in lower tier pro games as they continue to develop. But I think still the collegiate game plays a significant role. The experience of going to college, even for a year, can be invaluable.
There are pros both ways, college or the G League. Agreed?
I do. I'm just glad it's not a one-size-fits-all proposition. Now you have the option. Not every kid wants to go to college and have that experience.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Lou Williams. Celtics trail by 12. And it's Walker penetrating, lays it up and banks it in. Walker's got 10 points here in the second half.
And once Walker finds his rhythm, he stays aggressive. That's the kind of killer mindset he has to have.
Williams against Walker. Shots good by Williams. Williams has got 11 points in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here. Trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
George looking over the floor. That shot off the mark. Great D that time from Tatum.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Clippers.
On a given night, one or two guys might have the off night from the line, but today the team did a much better job with their free throws.
They did lose focus, and it made a difference.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Lou Williams.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
So it's both teams making substitutions here.
One shot.
That's good from Tice. They're in good position here to ride it out.
Certainly, if they just play smart, this game's over.
Williams gets the bucket.
And it's just competing. And, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great fit.
Now, here's Langford. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Like the edge Langford plays with, he enjoys taking on defenders and trying to finish through the contact.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that brings them to within 10.
One of those guards who just oozes with potential. Langford has the size and skill set that every team is looking for.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. We've got 28 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Passes to Kabengele. Shamet with it. 15 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Well, in overtime, Beverly has established himself as just a defensive specialist, juggernaut, an absolute pest who plays his tail off on both ends of the floor.
Patrick Beverly at the line for 2.
He drops the first one, and that will push the lead to double digits. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of it.
And Wanamaker gets it to go. Now Now here's Williams. So the Clippers with the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.